Hey everyone, this is Tim Tebow, and you're listening to the EA Sports Madden NFL Podcast.
What is up, Madden fans? Welcome back to the official Madden NFL 13 podcast. This is episode number 28, guys. I am AJ, and joining me, as usual, Madden Community Manager Justin Duell. What's up, Justin?
What's up, AJ?
All right, we do not have Jenica or Donnie this week, but we are joined by two other special guests. Better, yeah, that's right.
Definitely
we got
special.
Audio producer for Madden NFL 13, Matt Balasuknia. Did I say that right again?
Did. It was perfect.
I'm getting pretty good at this.
You are, absolutely.
Also, audio designer Chase Beacott, or as your name tag by your desk says, Biscotti.
Yes. It's hard to say my last name, so might as well just be a delicious French treat.
Is it French?
Yeah, man. Biscotti? Sure. My name? My last name?
No, I thought it was actually Italian.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah, you use them to stir up
that.
coffee or something, right?
Absolutely. I feel like that's more of a French thing to do, though.
I just remember I used to work at a Sbarro, and they sold biscotti, so I thought it was Italian. But
Yeah.
Saw his name. I was like, that's not his name. Someone's played a prank on him. Whatever. What do I have to do to get a fake name tag here by my cube?
You just got to have Matt B in your cube with you.
You just
He
did
gets
it.
it for me. I don't know.
Yeah, if you come up and sit by us for a week, I'll have something for you.
All right.
I'll have something next week, and you just messed up.
Here we go. On this week's show, we are going to have these two guys on here to talk to us a little more about the new audio improvements in Madden NFL 13, including quarterback cadences, player sounds, crowd noises, team-specific chants, commentary, and, of course, much more. But first, let's get to some Madden NFL 13 news. All right, our next webcast is June 4th, live from E3 in LA. We will be talking about Connected Careers and Gameplay Part 2. Justin, you do not want to miss this one, right?
No, I mean, to me, these are my two favorite announcements coming up the rest of the time. And I think there's a lot of excitement in the community about Gameplay Part 2. Connected Careers, there's been a lot of guesses out there as to what that is, and I really think the guys will enjoy it. And it's E3.
Absolutely. There's already that excitement when you're at E3. Just all the gaming news that's coming out that week, and it's going to be big. That show will be directly following the EA press conference at E3. So if you're watching that online or on TV, it'll be right after that. Once again, June 4th, and we're talking about playbooks number 4 and 5 if you want to check those out on the Madden page at easports.com/Madden-NFL, and you can see all the playbooks there listed out. All right. Also, webcast replay for playbook number 3, which we are talking to these guys about a little bit in depth on the podcast here. But if you missed that webcast, you can see all the new improvements and some examples of it in game. In playbook number 3, the audio webcast, which is live on YouTube now, youtube.com/EA Sports. The new Madden NFL 13 screenshots on Facebook, Justin, you posted some, and it's of Nantz and Sims in the booth. Different booths, though.
Yeah,
different stadiums.
That's the key. What we're trying to show there is, I think it was Pat Belanca.
Patricia Bellananca?
Patricia Bellananca. Yeah, that works too. I'll go with Pat, the Bills fan there, that really the team wanted to focus on having authentic locations for each broadcast booth. So that's what we're trying to show. I believe we have the Bears, the Cowboys. There's several different ones there to check out, but you can see how the team's placed in different locations throughout each stadium.
Yeah, it's not just a standard just plopping these guys in the middle of the stadium in the same spot. It's actually authentic too, and I guess Belanca actually looked at footage to see where these guys actually sit in the press box.
Yeah, we're watching pretty much every broadcast that we can, and ones that we miss. We use the NFL.com's rewind service, so we can every week we can take a look at the different games, and that's what gave us our reference for booth location.
That's really cool. So if you want to see those screenshots, check out facebook.com/EA Sports Madden NFL. It's facebook.com/EA Sports Madden NFL. And that is your Madden NFL 13 news this week. All right, next we've got to get into this audio discussion, guys. So once again, I am joined here by audio producer Matt Balasuknia and audio designer Chase Beacott, and we're going to talk about this playbook that we just discussed in the webcast, but we wanted to get a little more in-depth and kind of go over some things that the community asked about. Justin, why don't you give us a breakdown on some of those? First here we got quarterback cadences.
Yeah, I think that's the first one from the guys. There's been a lot of the guys know that we have certain players and we don't. So really want to get into how many total different cadences do we have and which quarterbacks were you guys able to get in the game?
So jumping in, we went to NFL Films and listened to these guys, and I think if it was possible, we'd have everybody, but unfortunately, we weren't able to. Some guys just weren't mic'd. Some guys were mic'd, but the audio quality was just either the stadium was really loud and these guys were doing silent counts, or they were screaming, and it just really didn't work in context. So we have 14 QBs in the game this year. 12 are in right now, and as we're in our late alpha phase, we're hooking the last 2 up. I'll go down that list is Rodgers, Roethlisberger, Newton, Breeze, Matt Ryan, Michael Vick, Phillip Rivers, Tim Tebow, Tom Brady, and Tony Romo. And we are waiting on Eli Manning and Peyton Manning. So those will be our 14. Hopefully we can get some cleaner records and get everybody for next year. But as we listened to, they were the best. We were the way the process works is we pick these guys. We get the most up-to-date, best quality that we can from NFL Films. They've vetted out to make sure that if these guys are calling specific plays that are sort of, I want to say proprietary, but really they're actual plays. We can't use those, but we can use all their countdowns and their audibles and those sorts of things. So having them in the mix, it sounds great. So, guys like Rodgers and Brady especially pop out at me because they yell so loud and they're just so instantly recognizable. Yeah, very unique.
They're definitely unique.
Yeah, and you brought up Brady. So one of the things we're seeing in the community is guys that listen to the Brady audio, and you hear him calling out 52's the mic and stuff like that. So can you take them through? I know there's been concerns with guys. Will that happen every time in that process?
So the game, I don't know the exact game that we were able to pull that clip from, but he's obviously calling out the middle linebacker who's got the green dot on his helmet, who's the defensive coordinators are talking to. So he's calling him out, and we're going to we had him that in just because we sort of like the way it sounded, but it's obviously not going to be real. If you don't have a middle linebacker or a mic defensive player, that's number 52. So we'll be removing that and using a different line in that place.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you want to go into the next one here? Another big thing that's
we got crowd noises here, right? Is that where you're going to?
It's going to go to player sounds.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Sounds. Do you want to lead into it?
Yeah. So big hits. What do you have? Explain kind of what we have as far as like how it's changed and stuff like that.
Yeah. So a big piece of Madden is 13 is really redoing our sound design. And we've had sound effects that were authentic, but in the game for quite a while. And so what we wanted to do is really freshen that up with, as we got these cadences, our same trip to NFL Films, we were listening to a lot of sound effects as well. And, the new sound effects, I think, are such an improvement of the other one over the previous, because they're from mic players. They sound
like
painful.
Yeah, they sound like
and it's a couple huge guys colliding, and you can feel that there's a lot of bass, there's a lot of mid range in these, and I think it's just.
I think yesterday we were playing, and it was the first time we really heard him, like a really, really, like just really good big hit. Like you just hit that hit stick, and it sounded really nice. Like I don't remember it ever, just being that good, like sounding that great before. So that's nice to hear that, see all those assets coming in from NFL Films and actually starting to get it into the game now, and hearing it does make a difference. It helps a lot.
Yeah, and that's another key is to you guys' point here. You guys are still getting the audio stuff in the game at this point.
Yeah, we still have about a month to go, so we're still hooking a lot of stuff up. So, as these clips get released, they usually have that little work in progress bar down at the bottom, but it's we're going to be tuning and polishing and adding up until the very end. So
yeah, I think
still a lot of work to do.
I think normally any of my first year in development, but I think most of the time audio is something that comes in really hot right at the end, and it seems to be something that you tweak right up to the last day. So, it'll be changing right up until we finally have to kick this game out the door.
It really is. I think audio and lighting are usually the last two things, kind of the icing on the cake, so to speak, as we wrap it up.
Yeah, and with the audio, another thing you guys have kind of talked about, and you can hear in some of the clips, and we'll have even later, is really the crowd noise. Like you can tell with the big plays and the swell and stuff like that.
Yeah, our audio target at the very beginning of the season was we wanted this broadcast mix, and we wanted the crowd to be, we weren't trying to sort of fake and create this ideal sounding world. We really wanted to go after our broadcast target, and so with our new crowd, which we've recorded fresh this year, 24 tracks.
In the past, it was only like 4, right?
Madden 12 and earlier's crowd was a 4-track recording. And that really limited us in terms of the range of the crowd. You couldn't really capture the full range of emotion. With 24, we have everything from just the crowd milling to much better disappointments, much better cheers, much better, everything all around. It just we've been doing a lot of listening sessions in our observatory, which is our sort of our theater here. And it's set up in sounds really good, and we've been playing in both 5.1 and just regular, console connected to the TV, and it just really sounds great. We're really happy with it.
Yeah, and since we're talking about it right now, and we know we played it during the webcast, but it may not have come clear as well. AJ, why don't we go ahead and just play a replay of that target mix?
Okay.
And here for the guys.
Here we go.
158! Look at that!
Okay, so there's that clip of the target audio mix we played. So next we're going to go on to team-specific chants. I remember 2 years ago actually going into one of the booths here, into the audio booths, and singing these songs. And it sounded pretty good at the time, but you guys want even more authentic than that.
Yeah, we want the authentic chants that were recorded in the stadiums. And, we've hooked up again, this is another area of assets that we're getting from NFL Films. And they sound great. We've hooked up the Eagles and the Jets so far, and there's others to come. When we recorded here, it wasn't authentic. It was a bunch of us that would get in a room around a microphone and scream and do these chants. And there's a certain it's certain it can sort of pass in the mix, but
it sounds like it would have been fun.
It was fun. There's a lot of guys that were hoarse afterwards because we were really just trying to be.
I just remember yelling "Skull Vikings," and it was tough.
Yeah, yeah. But on the other hand, the challenge of recording a live crowd is also is difficult also because there's just so many other things going on there. There's the music coming over the PA. There's the announcer talking over the PA. I mean, the vendors walking up and down the aisles. I mean, all of that's authentic. But when we mix, we want to have the most amount of control. So we want to have those assets all as clean as possible. Mm-hmm. So we were able to contact our friends up at NFL Films, and they were able to provide us with some pretty cleanly recorded crowds. Again, not every team. We're working on getting as many in as we can as NFL Films can provide us. But again, those are all still coming in as we speak.
Okay,
yeah, and like Matt said, that's the part of getting that clear stuff that you can actually use. That's not interfered by the studio and stuff. So.
And obviously, you guys have probably pulled out all the old chants that we recorded 2 years ago.
We have the ones that really don't work. We have all pulled out. I mean, we're moving in this direction of authenticity, and so
it just wouldn't match the rest of it if you got these real authentic NFL films.
When we can get the real thing, why use the fake stuff? So
right. All right, so moving on to commentary a little bit. This has been a huge topic of discussion. on the board. Obviously, a new commentary team with Phil Simms and Jim Nantz. You guys are pretty excited about that.
Absolutely. These guys were amazing to work with. Just incredible.
So this is the first year. What does it take to bring in an entirely new? I mean, you've got to replace the whole library. Obviously, it goes without saying that you can't use any of the old play-by-play from the past because it was different people.
Right.
So what does it take to start fresh again?
It takes a lot of work, apparently. I wasn't aware of this, that it actually took so much work to do something like this. But no. It was – so the first thing you always do, we build a massive list of everything we want to cover, and then it's a matter of trying to get all those elements and figuring out what we'll actually have time to record, what we won't have time to record. And you make some tough cuts along the way, but generally speaking, we had 40 hours with each of these guys, so we had 80 hours total. And you just start from the beginning. You try to think of all the situations. You try to think of what cool Easter eggs you want to put in there in terms of like team-specific stuff you want to talk about, or records that are broken and all that kind of stuff. And you just start going, and you start hooking it up now, and you're just trying to put it all together into something that sounds like what you hear on Sunday. And so that's kind of year one. We're just trying to get there a little bit.
Something I've always kind of wondered about personally, because I don't see, I see you guys coming in and recording it, but I don't necessarily know the process before, the scripting and all that kind of stuff. Do you guys ever go in and do like a mock of what you want and lay it over the game?
So I think we don't hook up Jim and Phil like what you would hear in their broadcast on Sunday,
right,
and play that over the game. But what we'll do is we'll watch, obviously a ton of games, and we'll hear what their style is, what they like to do on plays, and then you try to mimic that. So Jim Nantz likes to call out a lot of stats at the end of plays, and so we're trying to hit that and try to bring that in when we can. And same thing, just trying to make it as easy on them as possible once they get in the booth to feel comfortable in the way they always do things.
Do you think that guys are starting to hit on stats so much because of fantasy football?
No,
Does that affect that?
It has to.
I mean, we have some fantasy football lines in there just for fun, but I think it's Jim's style. Jim Nantz's style has always just kind of been that
always
way.
Been
he's just
about stats.
I mean, he's got massive. I mean, Matt can probably talk a little bit more about this than I can, but I know he's just got a massive book of stats in front of him, and he's always got guys in his ears, the producers or whoever in the truck telling him stuff. So I think that's just part of the game now.
Just from a broadcast, like in the past few years, I've noticed more emphasis from all the networks on posting, the top 10 wide receivers for the day, or the top, the most touchdown. Like that's just, I think and this is sort of off topic, I know, but that's just sort of the effect that fantasy football has had even on broadcast. So that's kind of interesting to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, we're going to play a couple of samples here. We've got 4 actually. So we've got some audio cuts. What are we going to hear? This first one is LaShawn McCoy getting a first down, right?
Yeah, correct. It's written as Colt McCoy on here, and I'm sure Justin wishes it was Colt McCoy.
I actually didn't write this, so AJ messed up.
Right. I changed it here on mine.
It should be Shady McCoy.
Yeah, Colt McCoy, also known as the 4th best quarterback in the AFC North.
Actually, probably fifth now, right? Like you would think.
Well, I like that you're delusional enough to think that Brandon Weeden is the answer, the 20-year-old rookie.
This is a guy sitting here wearing an Andy Dalton jersey.
Andy Dalton is better than Brandon Weeden.
Do you know that for sure?
Are you sure that Brandon
Here's
Weeden
the thing.
isn't at least
we don't have to have an Ohio
hold on.
argument here.
You just wait until we're ready, AJ. So here's the point I will call out from last year. Brandon Weeden head-to-head, right?
Yeah.
Beat Ryan Tannehill. Beat RG3. Beat Andrew Luck. 23-3 as a starter.
Okay.
Maybe I'm drinking the juice. Maybe I am. I might be drinking the juice.
You know who else was pretty good? Chris Winkie. He was really good.
But those comparisons are only because of age.
He was so good.
That's true.
He was so good that he beat the Browns in his final start before he was cut by the Niners.
But here's the question for you: could Winkie throw the balls
fact.
Can Winkie throw the balls that Weeden can throw? Does he have the arm strength? Could he throw a 96-mile-per-hour fastball?
I will answer your question with another question of my own. In that, where do you think a 28-year-old rookie is still a rookie? He's still going to take time to adjust, and he's already over the hill, kind of in a way, because he's 28. I mean,
but body doesn't have 5 years of pounding. So here's what I'll say to you as a Browns fan, right? Well, AJ's giving me the wrap-up sign. Here's what I'll say to you. The Browns haven't had a starter start for more than 5 consecutive seasons since Bernie Kosar. If you think the guy can start for 8 years, then it's a victory for you.
I just like messing with delusional Browns fans as a Steelers fan. You're
a Steelers fan?
It makes me
So wait a minute. A Steelers fan is wearing a Bengals jersey.
Yeah, I got to call you on that.
I'm an NFL fan.
I would never wear a Raiders jersey. As a Broncos fan. I would never wear Chiefs. Never wear
a Steelers jersey.
I'm not scared of the Bengals, so it's fine to wear their jersey.
That's kind of a good point, though.
AJ, don't back. Come on.
Well, that's a good point, but that's all I'm saying.
Sorry for the rant here.
Not speaking of Colt McCoy, though. Let's hear a first down call by the new broadcast team. And now, how finished is this audio? This is not
everything's a work in progress.
Okay,
I mean, it's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it, but it's work in progress.
Okay, still work in progress, but this is a pretty close mix here. LaShawn McCoy picking up first down.
The defense comes out of the dime. First down and 10. McCoy breaks free, has some space to work with. Breaks another as he moves across the first down yardage and a new set of downs.
All right, so that's Sean McCoy's picking up a first down audio cut there from in-game. Also, now we've got an Eagles play-action play. Tell us a little bit about this one.
I think this is more to highlight Phil and the post-play analysis. Vic rolls out, finds his man, play-action play.
Yeah, Phil does a very good job here of kind of breaking down how the quarterback needs to mix things up and from the run and the pass and all that. So,
all right, let's hear that.
First and 10. Trying to find an open man. That's enough for a first down.
Well, Jim, I always say it's about deception when you're playing offense. That time, the play-action fake by the quarterback was so good, the defense didn't even see that he still had the football, and he throws it down there for a nice completion.
Very cool. All right, this next one is a sack. Now, who do we have in this one?
This is kind of more to show off, again, Phil, but also to show off that while we are targeting player names, there are going to be a good amount of generic stuff in there. Year one, again, it's you build on it year by year. And my philosophy was more that I didn't like hearing numbers. I don't like hearing names just kind of thrown in just to get them in there. So, I don't want to hear luck with the throw. Like, I want to hear it kind of all flow together. So a lot of the time, or not a good amount of the time, you'll hear more he and the wide receiver, the quarterback, makes the pass. And that's just a matter of year one. You don't have as much time as you want. That's just the way it is.
40 hours sounds like a lot. But, when we're trying to get when we went back to the fall and we removed all commentary out of the game, it's really daunting to fill that all in. So
yeah.
I'm really happy. I think we're all really happy of where we got as year one. But I think that's the big message that I want to go out to all of our fans is that, this is year one of several years, and I think we've made incredible progress and made it an incredible experience for Madden NFL 13. But it's just going to keep getting better. The more we can add, the more depth we can add. And
it sounds good.
Cool.
I mean, I think
so too.
Last week I played over 50 hours of Madden at the community event, and it sounds good. You're not hearing stuff that's repetitive, and what the he's and stuff do is it keeps it like it's a natural broadcast, how somebody would be talking. Because in an NFL broadcast, you would never, hearing a number 80 sticks out instantly because you would never hear that.
Exactly. But
you do hear, Ben Roethlisberger throws the ball, and you got to love the way he rolls out, right? And the way he looks downfield. You constantly hear he's, but you never hear numbers.
Yep.
So when you're playing the game, it feels natural, like the audio. Yeah. And I'm damn proud of the audio that's in the game. It's the best I've heard Madden in a long time.
And the way Sims and Nantz just converse with each other when you guys did the combined recording sessions, it just makes a huge difference too. I think it really works. Yeah.
And the two other things that I'd point out is the intros. I think we're most proud of all of the intro stuff.
Absolutely.
And we show that off in the webcast a good amount. And I think that's our wow moment this year for sure, is just the intros and that whole flow.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I think we want to make the whole game like that. Is the whole game going to be like that? No, I don't. No, it won't. But I still think it's going to be very good. I still think it's the best sounding Madden we've ever had. And I see nowhere we can go but up from here. I don't think it's going to go backwards. That's for sure.
Okay, so let's hear this sack real quick.
First and 10. Stands in the pocket. He's scrambling down. And he's thrown to the ground.
What a job by the defensive player. Second straight play, he has got a sack. And what do you have to do on the offensive side? Change it up. Use your running back. Help out the offensive line. It's apparent they cannot block this guy one-on-one.
All right, so this last play here, we've got Steelers versus Pats in opening drive. What is this kind of highlighting?
So you can hear one of the starting lineup banners here. I think Jim and Phil highlight Mike Wallace in this, and it's after I can't remember what the play is exactly, but just hearing how the starting part of the game kind of flows together.
Okay, let's check that out.
First down here. It's a throw all the way. Looking for an open receiver on the right. It's Rob Ninkovich who makes the tackle.
Completes the pass.
When you look at the lineups, Mike Wallace is a player to watch in this one.
Speed, it's still a valuable factor in the NFL and maybe the fastest guy in the league. Ben Roethlisberger says there's no way you can overthrow him. That's how fast he is, so look out.
Second down, 4 to go. Still searching for a receiver. He's got a little bit of daylight here. Steelers get a first down.
You can't play zone coverage against this quarterback. He knows it's zone, and he's going to find the open throwing lane, and he gets it done.
All right, so very cool stuff there. That's all in-game for Madden NFL 13. It sounds really good, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're super happy.
All right.
Yeah, that's and just for the commentary they called out there, just even though we're on audio, but for the presentation, for the guys who care a lot about this, I mean, you actually see the entire lineups now with the presentation banner. So when they're talking about, you're going to see your skill players, your line, just
Right.
like you're going to see your front backers and DBs, just like you would see when you're watching an NFL broadcast.
Exactly.
So it's cool, and to see those elements when, like you just saw, where it's calling out Mike Wallace for being one of the fastest receivers in the league and stuff. It's really cool to see it all come together.
Yep.
Well, it sounds great, guys, and once again, I appreciate you guys coming on with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
I can come back anytime. I can be the audio dictator.
I think you at least have to come back after the Browns and Steelers.
Okay.
Like the week before and the week after.
Oh, you want to be, instead of the ratings you want to be the audio dictator.
Yeah, I think that works.
Okay.
It sounds more forceful.
All right. Justin, it's that time of the show for the shout-out.
Yeah, for the shout-out. Maybe we're going to try to get the Czar on here next episode. We can talk about we have some of the rookies already in Madden Ultimate Team that you can play with now and bring over to Madden 13. But the shout-out this week was asking the fans on Facebook, which rookie quarterback are you looking forward to playing with the most in Madden NFL 13? So,
Can I take a guess?
we went Andrew Luck. We put him in order. RG3. Tannehill, and then I wanted to throw Weeden in there because he's a first round, but I felt it was a little homerish, so I just put him under someone else. Well, who's your guess?
I would guess that it was a landslide victory for Robert Griffin III.
RG3 had roughly 75% of the vote.
Because people love to play with speed in Madden.
Yep.
Right, but you know what's interesting is Tannehill, like I can't say what his rating's going to be right now, but
Right.
Tannehill's an athlete, like all-around athlete. He has a good arm. He's a fast quarterback. I mean, he probably has the best route running out of any quarterback, and maybe in the history of Madden, since
got good
maybe
hands,
Matt Jones was a receiver. So yeah,
Yeah, but he's not on the cover of NCAA Football 15.
That's
it's true. It's RG3.
Or Heisman Award.
So what were the runner-ups there?
It was RG3, then Luck, then the someone else group.
Tannehill was last.
Tannehill was the last. Way to support Tannehill, Dolphins
Got beat
fans.
up by someone else.
Who else is in the someone else group?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of Madden fans that are looking forward to. Well, Browns fans vote. So Weeden.
We know they vote. I've seen the
right.
cover.
We've seen the cover. I think you got guys who are interested in Russell Wilson on the
Okay, that makes
Seahawks.
sense.
I think Darren Thomas, even though he still doesn't have a team right now, is probably a good Madden free agent.
Broncos
quarterback.
drafted a quarterback. I can't
Osweiler.
pronounce
Brock
his,
Osweiler.
I barely pronounce his last name, but
It's an awesome name.
6'7" QB.
6'7", and he's going to be backing up Peyton Manning for a couple years, hopefully 3.
Could
at
be
least.
a great
Yeah.
situation for him. So.
I'd like to see how.
You know
it
who
works out
was
for
not
him.
on there?
Who?
Blaine Gabbert. You know how much I love Blaine Gabbert. I hope he proves me wrong this year. Like I just knocked
Blaine Gabbert's not a rookie.
Yeah, Blaine Gabbert's not a rookie. I mean, he's basically a rookie.
He's
because-
kind of a rookie. Like he hasn't completed enough passes yet to be a second-year player.
All right, that wraps up this week's show. Don't forget about our next webcast on June 4th, live from E3 following the EA press conference, where we will be unveiling playbooks 4 and 5 on Gameplay Part 2 and Connected Careers. Also, be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes for the most up-to-date podcast. For JD, Jenica, and the Czar, who are not here, I'm AJ. See you next time.